Welcome everybody to this month's edition of Cledara Connects. Thank you so much for being here with us. We've got a special edition for you today. We are going to be going through features that we've released this year, features designed to spot overspending, build better software forecasts, helping to save you time. And we want to really show you those features, put them into context, share some real life examples of how these features work and other benefits other customers have got for them. So what we're going to be looking at is saving time on invoice chasing with a bit more control over what's missing. We're going to be looking at forecasting software spend and keeping your budgets on track. And we're going to be looking at physical cards for employee spend, managing more from one place. So this is going to be for customers based in the UK and over here in Europe as well. I'm also going to be sharing an exclusive preview of kind of two new features that will be rolling out very soon. So those of you here today are very lucky. You're going to see a preview of those features. And to help me do all that today, I am joined by Juliana Cabeza, one of our amazing customer success managers here at Cledara. How are you today, Juli?
Doing great, Katie. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. Thanks. I'm excited to dive into it. And before we do that, just some very quick housekeeping from me. We're recording the session today. It will be made available to you. And second of all, we do really want to hear from you. You have the Q&A option down below, I think in Zoom at the bottom. You should be able to submit your questions and comments. Submit them at any time. We'll see them pop up. If it's relevant, we'll address it there in the moment. And if not, we have saved some time at the end for Q&A. So please don't hold back. Okay, well, so let's dive into it then. The first feature we wanted to talk about and want to show you is something that we know everybody wants to get off their plate, and it's invoice chasing, right? How many hours are really wasted each month chasing down invoices? I'd say new customers joining, it's one of the top 3 pain points, and I think almost everybody is looking to solve this.
Oh, yeah, Katie, I completely agree. Most of our customers are spending too much time on this task that shouldn't be that manual, to be honest. So, as most people on the call here already know, Cledara already allows you to connect your Outlook or your Gmail inbox to Cledara and automatically pick up invoices. In case you haven't done this already, let me recap. We automatically pick up your invoice from the connected inbox and attach it to the relevant payment. It's easy as that. What we have improved is that you can now see who has connected their inbox and who hasn't to maximize the amount you automate. You can see this from your settings. If you click on members, you see that we've added this new column that will show you who has their inbox connected. So in Cledara, you already know who the application owner is. So what you have to do is ask them to connect their inbox. It's just 1 minute work and super easy and saves you both time each month.
Yeah, I think this speaks to something that's been a real key topic this year that we've heard lots of customers speaking about, and that's automation, right? I think companies are looking to do kind of more with less, the efficiency, and I think this might help do that.
Yeah, definitely. The AI boom has really made people think about how to use tech to do more, to become more efficient. So even if it's not AI, it's made everyone think about what manual work they are doing and also how they can automate it. So not everything is automated yet. We have some providers that they don't send you the invoice. So there's still some chasing to do. Cledara helps with that as well. So as you already know, we have a reminder going out to the application owner 7 days after the payment took place. But now Cledara admins and finance users can send custom reminders. You can see that by coming to My Tasks. You have this new place that's missing invoices. This is from application owners. If you click on the dropdown and select all invoices, you will see every application owner that's missing an invoice to upload. And what's new is that you can send reminders directly through Cledara by clicking here, clicking on the application owner, And the email will be sent directly from your inbox, not from Cledara. We've noticed that response rates are higher if they are delivered from a personalized inbox. So that will help you very much with the chase.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, I wanted to share that we have a customer, Mark Yates. He's the VP of Finance at Conductor, kind of a one-person finance department. I'm sure lots of people on the call will resonate with that, or very small team, or lean team, or at least maybe they're a one-person department. And so the integration that Huli just mentioned, so you can integrate your inbox, Outlook, or Gmail, so you automatically pick up your software invoices. This chasing of the invoices by using reminders, and then together with at the other end, many of you know we have integrations to Xero, QuickBooks, and NetSuite. Kind of that package alone kind of saved him about 10 hours a month was his estimate. So that's a full day's work plus some. And I think, what we're just saying about automation and finding efficiencies, that's actually quite a big save and giving people time to focus on more strategic tasks, budgeting, reporting, maybe you're preparing investor decks, things that are needed to kind of move the business forward. And actually kind of talking about being strategic, another feature that we launched early this year and we've had a really great reaction to is budgeted spend. And this is where you can forecast your software spend based on your budgets.
Yeah, this has been really well received, mostly by finance users. So this is a cash flow projection, not an accrual. So if you have a yearly renewal due in, let's say in September, you will see the full amount for September, right? So not only does it help you manage your cash flow, where you can see the peaks and troughs, but it also helps you to forecast, stay on track. Below we have this chart. It's a comparison, the actual versus the budget. You can easily see which applications are going over budget. And as we have said, in Cledara, you already know who the application owner is. This will facilitate the conversation with them about the cost of this application and adjusting the budget so you can have a true overview on software spend. Actually, I had a call with a client earlier this week, Chetwood. When I showed her this chart, she found it so helpful because she would manually create an Excel spreadsheet to track budgets and actuals. So she would type out the budgets provided by different application owners and then export the actuals from this transactions tab and then manually combine them on her own overview. So I think that her new challenge now will be understanding how she's going to spend these new hours that she has freed up.
Yeah, and I think the great thing about this is that you can catch it at the end of the month rather than only maybe seeing these deviations at the end of the year or when you're kind of pulling, yes, a report to kind of see what happened over the year. You can actually catch this on the go and adjust throughout the year. So then your forecast is always accurate. And the other use that I've had a lot of customers telling me that they've been using this whole section for is for building the budget. So I guess as we move into autumn, everyone on the call, probably Q3 might be the time you start thinking about 2026. Maybe there's even some people who are thinking about it already. But typically, kind of later in the year, when you're planning for next year, this is a great place to come. You can either see the breakdown per team, per software for the year, use that as a base, or use that one we just saw for the forecasting as well. So this has been really, I think, a really great place. And as Hudi's showing you here, you can go really granular. You can see the month on month breakdown per software, per team, per software. And of course, those nice green and I guess the red is the way you want to be looking at because they're the ones that you can really see there's been an increase and again zero in and really know who to talk to about that and catch it kind of before it becomes a problem. Something else that we rolled out recently and we want to show you all today is the ability to add in a contract renewal date. Now, as you know, in Cledara, you already can see the next payment date. You can sort by next payment date and see your next upcoming payments. We've just shown you that wonderful reports tab with forecasting. But we had customers saying that contract dates and payment dates don't always align. And not only that, for many customers, Cledara is the place that it's not just for finance, but other key stakeholders, such as IT teams, maybe ops teams, maybe InfoSec, compliance, kind of also come into Cledara, and this is a place to kind of collaborate. So for op teams and IT teams, maybe that contract renewal date is also really important. for audits, renewals. So if we go into an application, oh yeah, Huli, yeah, show us where this is.
Sure. So it's pretty simple. If you click on this edit button and scroll to the bottom, you will see that we added this new renewal contract date. And well, I can reveal that very soon. You will be able to add this to the application view.
Yes, a little preview of what's to come when I show
Mm.
you what's coming up there. You'll be able to, yeah, add that contract renewal date and sort by it on the application view. So yeah, very small change, but I think it's going to be quite powerful.
Indeed.
Okay, actually, as we're talking about kind of contract renewals, I want to actually show you a feature that isn't new this year. We launched this last year, this feature. That's our benchmarks. Now, I wanted to bring this up because and share, an anecdote with everybody. We had a customer who recently shared with us that by using this feature, they actually managed to save 17% or get a 17% reduction on, and it was Adobe on their Adobe licenses. So benchmarks is a feature that compares your spend with that of customers of a similar size. So it's giving you a guide to know if you are kind of overpaying, kind of on a typical or even under. Right, and this particular customer saw that they were over on that particular license, so we're able to kind of reach out and use that as part of negotiations as well.
It never hurts to negotiate, to be honest. And Katie, this is also combined with our Engage data. So Engage, for those that don't know, is our extension that tells you about the software usage. This combined with benchmarks can be a really powerful tool because you can see which tools you are overpaying, but that might be because you have way too many seats. And with Engage, it will help you see where these unused seats are.
Yeah, perfect. I think all these pieces of information start coming together in one place and it builds this picture and just kind of helps you and the application owner, right? Maybe they're the person responsible for the renewal, have that information to hand and kind of go back and talk, so you're really optimizing your software and seats. Fantastic. Okay. The next feature we wanted to talk to you about today, and this is a really big one. Really excited to talk to you about this one. This is actually Cledara Spend. Now, Cledara Spend is physical and virtual cards for things like employee travel, office supplies, kind of meals, entertainment, all those kind of things. And this is available at the moment for anyone in the UK or Europe. So why have we done this? So Cledara is software management, right? We're still committed to giving visibility and control over your software. We're helping companies save time on admin tasks when it comes to software. But over the years, we had many customers asking us for cards for other things, right? And we actually saw some customers create an application for things that were really spend. So this is really ideal for customers who still have software as one of their biggest expenses, who really love the way Cledara works and need cards for employees, right? And we've had a really great response this year from customers who are using it. Maybe a couple of you on the call are already kind of taking advantage of this. So yeah, let's see it in action. So you get to have a look. So you'll see on the left-hand side, you've got the spend tab. A real key thing to highlight here is that you have a separate account. It's a separate top up, right? So we've kept SaaS and spend separate. So exactly, you come to the spend section, you go to the overview and you'll find your unique details to top up your spend account. Then here's a nice overview of all your active cards. You can see who's got a card, etc., that's physical and virtual. And of course, you want to be able to issue a card. It's very simple. You just click on new card. You select who you're creating it for. They'll be the card holder, physical or virtual, and you can set a limit right on this card. So you can spend up to X amount in that time frame. Now you can ask the card holder to enter their address if it's a physical card so we can know to ship it to them, or maybe it's just coming to your office. You can set a default address and we can just have all cards shipped there. You can give it a name and that's really it. The card will be shipped. The end user has to activate the card, and they can manage that section that Hoodie's showing you, my cards, my spend. That's for the card holder. And they can do that here in the web app, but we also have the app for mobile. So for Android and Apple, you can download the app and they'll be able to manage cards and spend on the go. And this is great because managing spend on the go for stuff like this is fantastic because they might be buying a coffee and they can take a picture of the receipt and upload it straight away. Simple and intuitive is the kind of words that a lot of our customers have used about this. And of course, you want to know how do you manage that expense afterwards. So once somebody has taken a picture of their or uploaded their invoice, you've got the accounting tab here. You can come in and categorize that spend. And you've got some different fields that you can push it through, right? You can check it here. You can see that the invoice that they've uploaded, add a comment if or memo if applicable. And then you can push it through different phases. So if you did need to flag it to review because you need to have a chat about them, you can do that and that would move to in review. Otherwise, you want to flag it as ready, you'd have it in the ready tab. If you're using QuickBooks, NetSuite or Xero, you'd be able to map it to the vendor, category, tax rate, etc., and then push it through. And if you're not connecting to one of those tools, you will come to the transactions tab. You have a whole separate section for your spend that you can export if you need to upload that to a different tool. And that's it for spend. So actually, I'm just going to want to ask if anyone on the call today is interested in seeing that. Then I'll tell you what, I'll just launch a poll kind of quickly and you can let us know if you'd like a member of the team to reach out to you and talk to you about it. One key thing actually is to let you know if you're not seeing this on your account, if you're kind of looking and saying where's spend, if you're not the primary contact on the account, you might not see it just yet. So they have to be the one to enable this. And then they can assign spend what we call the spend users and give you a role that allow you to kind of see this section and create cards. Yeah, don't panic if you're not seeing it, or you can reach out to Katie or I and we'll walk you through that.
Good. Just one small detail. This is already rolled into all of the plans at not additional cost. You already have 30 physical and 10 virtual cards ready to use. So in that case, just ask the primary contact to enable the feature. And as Katie mentioned, grant you access and just add a feature.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks, Huli. Perfect. So that's spend. I saw a question come in, so because we're talking about spend, I can answer that straight away. So Chris has asked us about Apple and Google Pay for compatibility with the spend card. So Google Pay is already live. You can already pay through Google Pay. Apple is on the way, so we'll be letting you know when that's ready. But Google is already up and running. Okay. All right, and then I did promise you a kind of sneak peek at two features that we're very excited about releasing. So I will take over the share and walk you through.
I think these were the most claimed features in the last couple of weeks.
Indeed, I think they are. So the first one here is direct debit for top up. We were talking about automation, taking tasks, manual tasks off your plate, and this will do that for you. We had lots of customers, as Huli said, kind of asking for this. So giving you a sneak peek of what that could look like. So direct debit, you want to set up a mandate. Now you can do one for SaaS, I said, and SaaS and Spend are two separate accounts. So as you can see very clearly, you can choose which account you want to set up and you can do one for each. So let's say we want to set it up for the software for SaaS. Want to set that up in GBP. You fill out your bank account details, right? This is where we're going to pull that money from and you hit create. So that's the mandate created. Then of course you want to add rules. So if I click on add rule, you can have different rules. Perhaps it's logic, like if your available balance goes below X amount, top up Y. Or you can just set it to add a specific amount every week or every month. So if I click this logic, you can see here the threshold, if it goes below 1,000, add 1,200 and we'll start it on X date. Once you hit confirm, that's set up. And just as an example there, There's the example of adding funds every month on the first of the month, for example. So I think this is going to be a great addition and take some manual work off your plate. And of course, if you combine that with the reports, you should know with that report that Huli showed you earlier of the forecast, you should kind of have a good idea of what to top up every month. So if you wanted to do add funds on the first of the month, you have a good guide to go by there. And of course, you can come to this section transfers and have an overview of what's going on with your transfers. So very excited about that. And the second one, again, this is another one that a lot of customers have asked us about, and it's about customizing the applications view. Different teams perhaps want to see different things, and we want to give you as much information as possible in one view. So it looks very similar, right? You'll have the application overview. So you've got the name, status, the owner, you've got your tags, but we can start pulling other columns in like access owner. For those of you that use our IT management module and do request access through Cledara, so that's people wanting to get access to the tools that you own, and you perhaps have a different access owner to the application owner. You can surface that here and have that clarity. Of course, you've got your next payment date, etc. But I think this is really exciting. If I scroll over, here are those kind of two elements that Huli and I spoke about earlier. Here's your benchmarks, right? So in one view, you can very quickly see which ones are typical, low, very high. So you can zero in and know which one you want to talk about first. And the same with your seats there. So that's a manual input, your seats at the moment, but you can put that in on each application again, get this overview here, and it's nice and easy. Edit columns, you'll suddenly see that you've got a lot more choice and you can choose what you want to pull in and what you want to see. And you can pull from that Engage data that we spoke about before. So that's the Cledara Engage extension. That's about your software usage. And also for those of you that use our compliance module, you can also pull elements from there up here as well. So that's really exciting. I know a lot of people have been asking for some more customization of that overview.
I think it's amazing having everything in one place, even for us, Katie. You have a full overview.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Well, we said we wanted to leave some time for some questions, so we've got plenty of time here. And actually, we've had a really great one come in, and actually, it's a very great question because it's actually another feature that we haven't actually shown today. But the question is actually around the integrations that we have with Xero, QuickBooks, and NetSuite. And is there an easy way to kind of see the mapping of applications to those tools? Huli, would you mind showing everybody this one? Because this is also a really good time saver.
More than happy. So I'm actually happy someone asked that. If you go to your settings and click on accounting, you will see that we have application mapping. This is an easy and centralized way to see all of your applications and to push the corresponding information to either QuickBooks, NetSuite, or Xero. So simple as that. You can just click on all of the information that you want to push and then select the vendor instead of having to go manually into each application. It will save you a lot of time.
Definitely, and it helps people kind of catch new ones coming on board that maybe they've missed as people are adding more and more to their stack, right? You can just come here and have a great overview and catch any that haven't been done. So automate as much as possible really is the theme here, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you can just group them top to bottom, and then you'll have an easy overview, as you mentioned, of which application is missing the information.
Perfect.
I see another one coming through is about what about integrations to other tools? Well, this is related to our wide level accounting. Katie, I don't know if you want to take this one from me.
Yeah, sure. No, of course. What we have been doing, and what you will see is we're thinking of ways of making it easier for you to export from Cledara in a format that perhaps your local tool. I know countries have different tools and very kind of specific tools for some people, and so making it easier to download specific formats. So, for example, if anyone on the call is using Fortnox or TripleText because they're in the Nordics, kind of in Norway or Sweden, we've been working on exporting that specific file type. So it's easier for you just to upload it to the tool. So if anyone on the call today wants to drop in the Q&A what tool they're using or have any follow-up questions for us on that, do put it in the Q&A and Julie and I will follow up with you on that.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. There are just a couple. I know there's been a couple of kind of more housekeeping questions come in, so I will have it answer you. Yes, this is being recorded, and yes, we will send it out afterwards as well. And somebody else who's missing invoices are not popping up in my tasks. You are an admin, you should do, so we'll take a look at that and we'll get back to you offline and follow up on that as well. So we'll do that. And then a quick question about, someone's asked about benchmark data. The benchmarks is a really great feature, and as I said before, it works by looking at payments for tools, and we can use that data anonymized to kind of show you how your spend compares to the average. So there might be some tools where we've got more data and we can show you. There might be some tools where we haven't reached a kind of a critical mass of transactions to be able to tell you exactly that data, but we'll if there's any tools you're specifically interested in, again, let us know in the Q&A. Tim just said it's been solved, so that's fantastic. Just changing the filter there. Wonderful. Okay.
I hope the team is going to send many reminders now.
Yes, yeah, no, suddenly, yeah, there's going to be an onslaught of reminders going out to everybody this afternoon for those missing payments. Well, I think this is a really good place to wrap it up for today. Thank you everyone for joining. And if you have questions, you'd like a member of the team, either myself or Juli or your customer success manager to reach out and you want to talk about any of the features, you want to discuss how kind of they really work into your workflows, then let us know. We'll be reaching out shortly. We've got a really great webinar lined up for you for June. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be talking about FinOps. We've got two great guests coming on who are going to talk about finance operations, how to approach it, how to think about automation. And yeah, so keep an eye out for the June edition of Cledara Connect. Well, thank you so much, Juli, for joining me as well today and doing a fantastic demo of everything.
My pleasure. It's always nice joining you in these webinars.
And great to have you here. And to everyone else, have a fantastic rest of the day. And we'll see you next month for our June edition of Cledara Connects. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.